Hi everyone, Dawn Hill, founder of The Quiet Turning, the personal growth ecosystem inside school. The link will be in the description. If you would like to subscribe and watch my journey, please do. It'd be lovely to meet you. And I will also put links to the larger expanded ecosystem that we've got going inside school if you want to just be an affiliate in the background and just earn a bit of money while you learn as well. So if I had to start again today, this is video 10, I believe, with no structure, no direction, and no clear path, not knowing, just knowing that something needed to change. I wouldn't try to do everything. I'd just do a few simple things differently because most people don't need more options. They need clarity. I certainly needed that clarity. Step one, the first thing I would do is stop trying to figure everything out at once. I get very excited when I'm starting something new and my motivation is really high and I just try and figure everything out at once. I go in the deep end and do everything at once. And, that's not always kind of the best thing for me to do. When people feel stuck, they often try to plan their entire future. I have a life purpose course in the Quiet Turning that I am adding into the Skills Accelerator. Please check on the Skill Accelerator link if you want to see what that's about. But this is all about, the purpose is about having that, looking at the bigger picture and getting overwhelmed by the future, and instead of making all the quiet steps to get there. It's I used to be overwhelmed by this, by planning my entire future, and I'd have it all planned out, but then I wouldn't start. I'd find I'd get stuck. So that usually leads to overwhelm. Instead, I would focus on one question. What is one thing I can start learning right now? I think I've just said all this. This is usually the case. I go off my script and so those small action steps, you want to just do something you can do just for today, something you can learn just right now. And that is something real, something practical, and something you can apply. It's all about action in here. It's about taking the steps in the Skills Accelerator as you go through it. If you put the actions in as they are there, by the end of the course, you will have your own brand, your own idea, your clarity, your direction, who you want to sell to, the tools used to automate, the tools used to help you build content calendars. It's all in there. And just to give you an idea of what's on offer, really. So step two, the second thing I would do is start building something small. I'd keep it very small. The Quiet Turning on Instagram took off quite quickly, so I was always playing catch up. But I still put in those small actions, and my small action for that was just to ensure that I was posting every day. And that was it. As long as I got some posts out each day, that's all I had to do. And I had to bring myself back to that small action. I didn't wait for confidence. There was no confidence at first. There still is not much confidence now. But I didn't wait for the confidence. I didn't wait for the perfect idea. I didn't wait for anything. I just started. I just put it out there. And that's kind of what you need to do, because confidence comes after the action. You don't know who needs to read your things or see your things or hear your voice and what you've got to say until it's out there, and then you get to know who needs to hear it. And it's that's where the confidence comes, because you're no longer alone and just talking to yourself and things. It's so just start, because building something even small creates the momentum, and the momentum creates the clarity. The third step I would do is put myself in the right environment. I was growing alone at first, and the growth program I started to connect with a few other people on there, and that's when it really expanded for me, because I wasn't alone anymore. I was with other people that were doing the same thing, and that's what the Quiet Turning is about. It's about building things together and helping each other out, and that's why I also link in the ecosystem inside school of a few schools that work with each other and help each other grow and help each other earn. It's not about doing this alone anymore. My ideas, I feel, are fantastic, but it keeps me stuck. It keeps me very stuck because trying to grow alone, it's very slow for a start off. And when you're around people learning, building, and moving forward, you think a bit differently, you act differently. The environment changes the speed. We are watching other people do this stuff, and they're giving us ideas, and we are giving them ideas, and it's a shared thing, and it's really motivating. And it is, when you're in that environment, you feel a bit more connected to the industries and to what's going on, and you learn a lot more as well. So the fourth step I would do is focus on skills and not just ideas. This is a tricky one because I had all the skills and I had all the experience and I had all the ideas, but that's where the overwhelm came in, because I knew what I wanted. I didn't know how to start. I didn't have the skills to start. So ideas don't create change on their own. Those that know of me, this has been in the pipework for 2 decades, since I first did my first courses. And it was just, I didn't have the skills to start. So skills is focusing on the skills, focusing on the content, focusing on the people that you feel you would be connected to, and then focusing on your direction and your growth. That's where you will start to really build and grow, because skills, they give you something real to build from. And this is what it's about. It's having that structure in place. And skills give you real growth, something real to grow into. You've already got the skills, you just got to grow into them and figure out how to put them forward. So the fifth step is, I would stay consistent even when it feels slow. Especially at the beginning, I felt like I was posting to no one. I did have a post quite earlier on that attracted a lot of people and a lot of engagement. And then when it slowed down, it was hard, because I thought, well, I've not changed anything. What's the difference with how I'm posting? But it was the figuring out stage. I had to stay consistent. I had to figure out what my direction was, and it changes as you are in there. I've got my direction. It's never changed. My plan has never changed. The clarity is there. It was just how I delivered it that changed. Who am I aiming at? What am I doing? And when it slows down, it's difficult, because that's where I kind of revisit my why I started, where I was, the reflection that I talk about all the time, and realise that Rome wasn't built in a day was one of my favourite sayings. Rome is not built in a day. Real change doesn't happen overnight. Some days it might be really good and sometimes it might be really bad. But each day is a day that you have grown and learned. And, if you keep repeating these small actions over time, that's what will build your confidence, and that's what creates the direction. You get more clarity on who, what, where, how. So that's exactly why the Quiet Turning is built the way it is. It's not around motivation. It's about learning. It's about building. It's about applying. It's about growing. And it's about earning while you are doing this. It's about seeing the results as you go along. Because we all need a little bit of something, don't we, to help us see. So because when people follow that path of learning, building, applying, growing, earning, they don't just feel different, they become different. You will become different. I'm different to what I was when I started 9 months ago, putting the actions in. I'm different to who I was 2 decades ago when I first had this idea. The idea has not changed, but as I've put actions in, I've changed. I'm different. It's I'm here talking to you on a YouTube, and that would not be me. So if I had to start again today, I wouldn't wait for everything to feel clear. I would start small. I would build something real, and I would build something from it. Learn something real. This is, again, the life purpose and the skills accelerator both go into what your values are, what you want to do, what's your idea, what's your direction, what matters to you. Because if you're taking someone else's ideas, or if you're trying to be like someone else, you won't stick. You need to figure out what it is that you want to pass on and you want to help people with. So learn something real for yourself that you are interested in. There will be hundreds of people, if not thousands, that will have the same interests. There is billions of people on this. It's huge, and it's just about getting people together as quickly as we can, because this is the time to start building. This is the time things are changing significantly, and it's an ideal time to start. So yeah, learn something real, build something from it, and trust that direction comes through movement and action. Okay, so start your growth path. I'm Dawn Hill. The links are in the description, and that was video 10. So thank you very much for being here.